What's going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we are here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we're talking about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What is going on? Okay. Now, I'm getting back into the swing of things. This week is a good week because all the shows are coming back starting this week. So we got some things to talk about and all that other good stuff. But I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I ain't feeling my best after this. I'm gonna dope myself up and go to sleep. Okay. It's like I had a sore throat earlier, but it's gone now. And then what happened after that? Then I'm coughing, my nose is stuffy and stuff like that. So I guess because the weather is beginning to change, I guess. But yeah, honey, yes, I'm not feeling well, but I still got up to do this video. That's why I kept pushing the time back, because it was like, okay, I'm gonna do it at this time. But then I'm like, I don't really feel like it. I need to lay down some and all that other shit. So the more I laid down, the more I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get up and do this video. Because if I don't get up and do this video now, then it's not gonna happen. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that. But yeah, this weekend has been a busy one. Okay. My family came in for my book release celebration. It was definitely filmed for the show. We're practically done taping the show now. We may have like some pickup scenes to do this week, but to be quite honest, like I'm pretty much done. I have to do one more scene, one or two more scenes for pickups, and then I'm done. Everybody else, they still got some shit they got to do. But for me, I'm pretty much done. I got one more scene, and then no, two more scenes, and a possible third. That's a pickup, and then that's it. And I'm probably gonna do all that this week. After this week, I'm done taping. Everybody else got to tape their own shit. But but yeah, and it was a lot. Um, Sweet Tea was there. Forrest Rocks is really feeling some type of way because she missed out. She texted me this morning, and we were texting this morning because she was invited and she had intended on coming, but she got her days mixed up, so she couldn't come. And I'm like, girl, don't feel no kind of way. It's nothing that you could do about that. Like, don't feel no type of way. I'm not holding it against you. You bought my book, and that's all that really matters to me. You feel what I'm saying? So, but I love my Rocks. I was hoping that she was gonna be there, but she got her days mixed up, and that's okay. Like I don't hold stuff like that against people. It is what it is. But it's a great event. Family, friends like JoJo, Sakina were there. My castmates were there, cousins. People like that came. It was stressful at the beginning. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was very stressed out about this damn event because it wasn't going how I planned. Everything was going wrong, but it turned out to be a great event all in all, and y'all will see all that play out on that damn show. I'm just glad that we're about done, and now it's time for it to air in November on YouTube. I'll be glad when y'all see it so I can stop teasing it. And promotion is about to kick up for the show in October. So I'll be, having like the teasers and the promos during my videos so y'all can see what's going on and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's been a lot, you know, but it is what it is. I'm everybody's storyline and it's crazy. Oh God, my back is hurting. That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, that's all I got for the first 5 minutes, y'all. So yeah. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into what we're here to talk about, and that is Real Housewives of Atlanta tea, and it was mainly Kandi Burruss and DonJuan, with them talking about K Michelle and Pinky Cole joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they were also talking about how Tami Roman was declined to join. They declined Tami Roman when she tried out for Real Housewives of Atlanta. They didn't want her on Housewives of Atlanta, so we're gonna go ahead and get into that right now. And I've actually been waiting to hear what Kandi Burruss got to say about the show itself and about the direction that it's going in, because I know a lot of people be mad when cast members be talking about the show, but and I used to be like that with Carlos King too. But here's my thing with that: they know exactly what's going on, and they know what the show needs because they work in production or they were cast members, so they know exactly what it means to give a good show. And now that I'm on the web series, I know exactly what you have to do to give a good show. It might be some shit that you just don't really give a fuck about, but we on the show, so we got to talk about the shit whether you give a fuck about it or not. That is the only thing that I cannot stand about doing the show. But whatever. But however, her and Don Juan, they were talking about the current show and who's on it, and we're gonna get into it right now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna play, and we're gonna stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Kandi and Don Juan.
K. Michelle and Pinky, the owner of
Slutty Vegan, Bogies, Bar Vegan.
Mm-hmm. And so, what do you think about that?
I stand by. I think I've said this even on my own channel. I think K. Michelle is an amazing addition to the Housewives of Atlanta if she's going to be on the show.
Okay, and why do you say that?
Because K. Michelle is with the shits. Meaning, in reality TV, people get a bad rap. The people like Kenyans, the people like me, the people like your mama, the people like we get a bad rap when we are no holds barred and we say what we feel and we say, like we get a bad rap. But everybody can't be the same, and you need people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. I think K. Michelle is a comedian. I think her reads are very funny. I think Housewives of Atlanta, to be honest, has missed a personality like that for some years. They've tried a few different people, but it always don't land like that. I think she's just naturally funny. And so I think she's a great addition if she's going to be on the show. I think it's weird that they have before said no to people that I thought would have been great for the show.
They said absolutely not to people in the past from other franchises.
I mean, it's one.
Now I'm gonna start off with that one. Before we do, let me get into this comment real quick. And it says, I subscribe to your channel since watching you on Pop Roast. I love your content. I'm a Taurus, and I think you said you have a Taurus moon, so we see each other. We'll be purchasing your book. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yes, I am an Aquarius with the Leo rising and a Taurus moon. So that goes to show you that I'm stubborn on three sides. Okay, very stubborn, very, very stubborn. Very fixed. March to the beat of my own drum. I do whatever the hell I want to do, no matter what anybody tells me. So yes, that is absolutely right. Now, hey Nikki. Now let me just start out by saying I agree with everything Don Juan says, because I love me some Don Juan. I agree with everything that he's saying. In regards to K. Michelle being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I know that I've been. Team K. Michelle, the biggest K. Michelle supporter when it comes down to her being on this show. Y'all know how I feel about it. I done said it tooth and nail to the point to where people probably sick of me talking about it. But I mean, we ain't got shit else to talk about right now. So we talking about it, okay? And I don't really care what nobody got to say about it. K. Michelle is reality TV gold. I would love to see her on the show. She knows how to bring the drama. She knows how to bring her real life. She knows how to make you laugh. And I think one of the things that Real Housewives of Atlanta has been missing for the last couple of years is people on the show that has good comedic timing. And no matter what show K. Michelle is on, she knows how to bring the laughs in. Like, that lady knows how to bring the laughs in. And K. Michelle is not a violent person. Like, I know that she's had her altercations on Love and Hip Hop, but a lot of the times it's because people were coming for her. Like, I don't really think she would have threw a candle at Rashida, have Rashida not try to, march like a tiny soldier trying to put her hands on her. I don't think she would have hit Mimi with the flowers if Mimi never tried to walk up on her while they was arguing backstage. Like, all the times where she got into altercations, it wasn't because she started those altercations. And she's good with her words. And, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. As long as you're good with your words and you know how to bring the entertainment. And Kay is just good for any show that she's on. And no matter where you put her, she's going to bring the entertainment. I don't know if y'all watched her on Marriage Boot Camp, but she was hilarious on there. Every Love and Hip Hop show that she graced, she was funny on there too. Like, she's good TV. And people can sit up here and try to penalize it and act like, oh my God, she's so ghetto. She's not good for the brand. On paper, she actually is. I mean, she's a Delta Sigma Theta. She's highly educated. She's a businesswoman. She got a music career, a real music career at that. And been in movies and shit, has a past with Portia. So it is, on paper, she is a good candidate for a show like that. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. I really don't. I really don't know what people think, folks, for, when you're doing reality TV, everybody cannot be the same person. You can't have a show full of Cynthias, and you can't have a show full of Candies, and you can't have a show full of Marlos and Nenes. You can't have a lot of the same thing. You have to have different personalities, dynamic personalities at that. And I think that's why the season 6 cast was a really great mix, because they were all different. They didn't have the same personality. You had Nene, you had Cynthia, you had Kandi, you had Kinga, you had Portia, and you had Phaedra, and you had Marlo popping in and out during season 6. That was the best cast that they ever had, because everybody had their own personalities. So, for a long time, people thought that I would be born on reality TV, but then I'm doing the show now, and the people that's been there when I'm doing my scenes is saying that I was good. I was the best choice, and I'm good for reality TV. Okay, like, people really don't know what I think. I don't know what people think that because you're loud and boisterous and you fight and shit, that's all you need to be on the show, and that's not true. You don't have to fight to and be physical with people just to be a good cast member on the show. There's a lot of things that go into being a cast member, and I think that K Michelle has everything that this show needs. She can, like I said, the drama, the comedy, the actual businesses. She married, she got a story to tell, and that's good for a show. Okay, that's really good for a show. So yeah, I'm like I said, y'all already know why I stand with the K Michelle thing. I'm 100% in support of K Michelle being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm gonna keep on saying it every time the tea comes out about her being on the motherfucking show. I'm gonna always speak my opinion on that. I'm just happy to see her back on TV, and I cannot wait to see what she brings to the show. She's gonna bring a new dynamic. And I think that with her beefing with Drew and Angela and shit like that, that's gonna be different. It's crazy. So I think that K Michelle is gonna bring the show what it needs. You feel what I'm saying? And Nene cool with K Michelle too, and all that. And I sometimes wonder how Nene feels about K Michelle being on the show, because sometimes I go back to her Carlos King interview, and I hear about the things that she had to say about the season 15 cast, and a lot of it back then I wasn't trying to hear nothing that Nene had to say, but she was telling the truth. Because being on the show now, I know exactly what she means. Like, when people are not pulling their weight and you've been pulling yours, and you didn't bare your soul, and you have been a running theme, and that you have done everything you possibly can to make a good show, it's kind of irritating when you see your castmates not really doing what they're supposed to do to also make it a good show. A show does not depend on just one person. It depends on the whole cast. When the whole cast is working, that's when the show is good. But if it's only one person working, or maybe just two people that's working, then it ain't gonna be no show. So it is what it is. So I get what Nene is saying now. But I highly agree with Don Juan when it come down to K Michelle, and y'all know this already. So I ain't gotta say that too many more times. Let's go ahead and continue.
One person that I still to this day think she would have been an amazing housewife, Tami Roman.
Oh, for sure.
I think Tami Roman should have been a housewife.
Tami to be on the show so bad,
and they said no. When she left Basketball Wives, they said no, and I was like, she is an amazing addition. She would have been amazing.
Yes.
She doesn't mind speaking her mind. She's funny. She's like,
as hell.
Like, I think that was just the thing. And they said no. And so I think it was just different. So what do you think about now that they're open to it?
Now, Tami would have been good for Housewives of Atlanta too. Now, there was a time where I didn't think so, but I do think that Tami would have been so good for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, I've had my back and forths with Tami. You know what I mean? Like, when she first started on Basketball Wives, I really loved Tami when she first came on Housewives of Atlanta. I mean on Basketball Wives. I loved Tami when she first came on because she was very authentic. She was real. She was very different from the other women that was on the show, but she held her own, and I love that about her. And so when she came on the show, I loved it, and she brought a different dynamic to it, and she wasn't afraid to really call things out as they were. The only time I started to dislike Tami was when she really got with the crew that was really shunning her when she first came along. Like when she got to be real cool with Evelyn and shit and started bullying like Keisha and Kenya and shit like that, she wasn't entertaining anymore. And then she got so close to Shawnee, made her unlikable. You know, I didn't like her then, but towards the end of her time on Basketball Wives, I started to warm back up to Tami again. And once she got out of Shawnee's ass, she was likable again. So her being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta would have been very interesting. It would have been very interesting. I would have loved to see how she would have maneuvered through that show. I would have loved to see that. Like seriously, I would have loved to see the way she maneuvered through the show. But they probably did not want her on the show because they seen her behavior on Basketball Wives. But her behavior on Basketball Wives is no different than Portia's behavior on Housewives. Portia done fought people and did all kinds of shit. So I don't understand that. You know, this is why I don't understand why people trying to roll their eyes at former VH1 cast members coming up there to Bravo, because y'all acting like Bravo folks ain't never got violent before. All they ever did was fight on New Jersey. And everybody thought that shit was iconic. Hell, Teresa pushed Andy down and ain't nobody saying nothing about her. So I'm gonna need for people to stop being real biased about this whole thing with Bravo and VH1 and how Bravo is the upper echelon for every motherfucking thing, because I don't see it, don't understand it, and y'all got me bent if y'all don't try to convince me that that's what it is, because it's not. It's all reality TV. Reality TV is trash television for most of us. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. So yeah, no. No, absolutely not. Like, it's not that. So I'm not understanding that, and I'm gonna always say that until the cows come home. I'm gonna continue to say that. I'm gonna continue to say that y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about when it come down to these shows. Y'all really don't know what y'all talking about. It's reality TV all the way around. So allow these girls to come in and get their shine. Like that's all I'm saying. Like let these girls come in and get their shine. I don't see why y'all trying to keep these girls from getting their shine. Let them do their thug thizzle. You feel what I'm saying? Like let them do their thug thizzle. There's nothing wrong with it. Let them do their thug thizzle, okay? But let's continue on, y'all. Let's continue.
I find it to be interesting. What I will say is, obviously over the years, there are a couple people that I would have suggested, but they always kind of like, we don't want anybody that's on another franchise or whatever. And they made it seem like it was a thing, like a rule that could not be broken. That's how they use that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So this was kind of like a surprise to me. I was really shocked by it. And then I see some people making comments online saying stuff like, oh, that's going to make it too love and hip hop or this or that. What I will say is that I think K Michelle is going to be good TV no matter where you put her.
Anywhere you put her. Anywhere you put her.
So, I am curious to see how she mixes with the other ladies on the show. I think it would be interesting to hear how her music is displayed on the show.
Absolutely.
And see who she get along with and who she don't get along
Absolutely.
with. Now, I don't want to.
And that's another thing that I wanted to say was her being on this show is going to be interesting because we really do want to know like who K Michelle is going to get along with, who she's not going to vibe with, all those things. And just based on everybody that based on the things that we've seen on social media and things like that, it looks like Kay gets along with Pinky, Shamia, Cynthia, Kelly. I think I said Shamia already. Shamia, and I think Portia. I think the only ones that she don't get along with right now is Drew and Angela. Those are the two that she does not get along with, which is so funny to me. Because I always thought that it would be Kelly that she would have to read down like that. But it's turning out to be Drew and Angela. And I am very curious to know, why is she reading Kenya? I mean, why is she reading down Drew and Angela? I want to know. Let me see. I heard Kandi wanted Prune Sheeta and Kirkland's on the show. And I believe that's who the hell she was talking about when she said that there were people that she suggested, but they didn't want them on the show because they've already, done another franchise and shit like that. So I definitely believe that that's who she was talking about. And some people have said that they could see Rashida on Housewives of Atlanta, but I don't want to see her on there. I don't even want to see her on Love and Hip Hop, actually. So she can get the fuck on, honestly, with that one. Let's continue, y'all.
Okay.
Now, Pinky, being a serial entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
I think the difference with Pinky is we've never seen her in reality TV.
Absolutely. But here's what people don't know.
What?
And I think they may want to understand this. Pinky Cole was a producer of television.
Mm-hmm.
She used to produce on The Maury Show. You are not the father. Mm-hmm. She was a producer on The Maury Show.
Okay.
So to me, she's with the shits.
It's still she's gonna have to navigate that in a way.
Oh, for sure.
The reason why I say this is because Pinky, her persona to the world has been about uplifting people in business. Mm-hmm. Trying to speak positive motivation.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me make sure before you even go there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that she should have did the show. I don't know that I would have advised her to do the show.
Yeah.
Just so we clear. So now you can give your stance. I don't know that I would have advised her to do the show, but go ahead.
Right. I'm just like, and I would say that, we've been pretty cool with each other over the past, years or whatever. I've admired her in business and the things that she's been able to accomplish. She did reach out to me. I didn't realize at first that she was calling about that, but she did reach out to me, I guess, when she was in the process of them, trying to interview her or whatever. So we didn't have the conversation, but I think what I would have said was, yes, I do think that this is a major platform.
Absolutely.
That you can, use to elevate different things that you're working on or being a part of.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I would say the opposite is, if you've ever had any issue with anyone from the past or anything you may not want to talk about necessarily business-wise in the public, they gonna be running that straight to the blog to try to make that story. You know what I mean? So, I mean, as I know, if she's had any issues, because you've seen things online with different people doing whatever. Like, those people will DM other people on the show just so they can tell, let them know they got information. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Or anything that was talked about publicly is free game for the production team.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be.
Your skin has to be tough enough, and you have to be okay when it becomes your personal life that the narrative that you're used to controlling is not at you're not controlling that at that moment. When you get on that show, from the other ladies saying it to the things that people want to come on that show just to make you look crazy. Mm-hmm. So I think that it has to outweigh what, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to outweigh all that when you get into it. So that's the only reason.
I think you already kind of got to know that you're going to have to face these things.
Absolutely. So do I think, she could be great? Absolutely. But would I have said, I would have been like, I don't know. I might would have said that to her, just being honest. I might would. And I didn't. It's
so weird. Like, I don't ever like to tell, when people ask me what I think about if they should do the show or not, I don't like to ever tell anybody not to do it, because yes, I have definitely been able to use the platform in a way that it definitely has benefited business and other things that I'm doing.
But it's also put you under a bigger microscope when it comes to those things.
Yeah, but I also got thick skin. I also just kind of like move in a way where I'm kind of an open book. So
absolutely,
I don't really care what people have to say. Whereas somebody who's used to controlling the narrative, I don't know.
That's where it can be a little hard. Now, I think it could be a great dynamic. I think that, those are two strong personalities if they, join the show.
They already got some strong personalities.
But no, I'm saying, so I think they would fit in. It's not like they're going to be ran over, with either one of them joining the show. Mm-hmm. I think it's going, I think it could be really good. I don't agree with some of the, other people from shows like, oh, they're running out of people. I've seen some of the other housewives that have all of this commentary about that. I don't, I think that Atlanta is the place that it is. It's been a whole bunch of shows. It ain't been a lot of shows that came from other cities. So you got enough people to fill 7 people on the Housewife cast. Atlanta, they've had every show from Love and Hip Hop to like they've had every kind of show. So it's not even.
But we got all the best reality shows out of.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
people here are crazy.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. Other people have commentary about it, like, oh, they didn't like it. But I think that, I think I'm gonna be honest. I'm sitting waiting, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
I feel like they still needed a reason for people to watch.
And I think that comedic wise, I'm going to tell you, I think it's going to be a fun, and it's going to be something that you've been like, oh, that's what it was. Because Atlanta, I hate to say it, and I say this all the time. Everybody always talks about all these housewives, Beverly Hills and all that. They gave y'all all that. But when all of y'all got up there, all of y'all was not who y'all became. When you got up there and you had to swoop and you had the, you know what I'm saying? You was talking to me, your titties like this, and Nene was in, y'all all was all looking, you know what I'm saying? Y'all were not who y'all were. Y'all became these women because it was still a part of who you were. Yeah. But everybody has this idea of like, oh, you got to be this way when you get on Housewives. Yeah. And I think it's changed over time. So I think if K. Michelle, they didn't like it before, she will get up there and the refining, like this woman is a Delta Sigma Theta. This woman had been to college. Her parents, if you ever sat and looked at, I saw an interview with her mother and them. These are like married 30, 40 years, like respectable. She can be classy. She just was on the show with people. So she got on their level. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like nobody was who they were when they got on that show. So we all elevated. Like everybody been on that show. We elevated. When I got on there, I had on them plaid shirts and like we all elevated once we got on the show. Like, ooh, look at us. We look crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's everybody.
So I think that they were all elevated and come up to it. Like,
okay. Well, I'm for one, I'm looking forward to seeing when it come on.
Me too.
Somebody in the background over here behind this camera, like,
I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. And, if everybody comes in as real.
If nothing else, they're going to be talking about it on the blogs every week.
Every week.
The possible additions are.
Okay, so that was Kandi and DonJuan giving their thoughts and opinions about K. Michelle being on Housewives, Pinky Cole being on Housewives, and Tami being declined for the Housewives. And I absolutely agree with everything that they said. I agree with it. Like, for real, I agree with what they said. Anytime you put yourself out on a public platform, you're laying yourself out there putting yourself out there like a platter. Everybody gonna come for you. Everybody gonna have opinions. Everybody's opinion is not favorable of you. I know this by doing YouTube. There's people that love me. Okay. There's people who love me, but there's people who don't like me. Or there's people who find reasons to complain about me. And we have to understand that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that is just something that I had to understand as far as me doing like YouTube, because just like I commentate on everybody else, or do commentary on everybody else, then why am I upset when people come in the comments and do commentary on me? Everybody's not going to like me or agree with everything that I'm saying. You know what I mean? And that's okay. And then take it even further. Now I'm doing a web reality show where the audience is going to be a little bit bigger, and people in web reality are brutal. Like, those people be in the comments and they are brutal as fuck in those comments. And I've seen it. And I've watched Chasing Atlanta for years, and I'll be looking in the comments and seeing the shit that people saying during the premiere. And I'm like, y'all bitches are mean as fuck. But that's what comes with doing stuff like this. So Kandi is absolutely right about the whole thick skin thing. You feel what I'm saying? With the thick skin stuff, like, I understand it, because at some point in time, you got to realize why this is a great opportunity. The pros are, it's a great opportunity. You can promote yourself, promote your business, bring more awareness to your business or whatever it is that you're doing. And, basically be a person that is, selling yourself, not selling your ass, but selling yourself and selling your product. And that's the best thing to do when you're doing, reality TV. That's what you're supposed to do. And then, the cons are, it comes with public opinion. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody has things to say about certain situations and stuff like that. Like, that's just what comes with the territory of it. So thick skin is needed. And honey, over the last couple of months, I've learned how to have that thick skin. You know, everybody's not gonna like everything that you got to say. It's either you're gonna, stop doing either you're gonna censor yourself and try to confine yourself to what everybody else wants, or you're just gonna continue to do what you want, and then allow people to control your own narrative. It's just what it is. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from with it. Pinky Cole, I don't know much about her. I have heard things about her in the street now. I did, but I've heard of her, and I'm not gonna count her out. All I do know is that she gives off a diet Coke Zero version of Chrisette Michelle. I see that much, but other than that, I'm still waiting to see exactly what she's gonna give to this franchise. I want to see it. I wanna give her a try. I want to give her a chance. I just feel like people don't give folks enough chances. They don't really give newbies enough chances on these type of shows anyway. So I'm waiting to see what Pinky is gonna bring to the table. And y'all already know how I feel about K Michelle anyway. Like, I ain't even gonna go down the list and the lines of that no more. Y'all already know where I stand with that one. Okay, y'all know. I'm just looking forward to this new season. Like, I know Potomac is coming back on Sunday. I'm looking forward to that, but I'm ready for them to be over with so we're gonna get back to Atlanta again. like that is how I feel. I'm very much so excited for Potomac. I want to see how the show is going to be without Karen. Although I know all of us probably gonna miss Karen, on the show, but I'm interested to see how the dynamics are now that she's no longer there. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's pretty much all that I had to say today. I gave it the best that I could, like Anita Baker. I gave it the best that I could, being that I don't feel good. But I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Like I said, this week we're trying to get back into full swing with the videos again and shit like that. That's what we're trying to do. What is it? The Whether You Like It or Not panel comes back on Monday. Now, let me tell y'all about that. Josiah won't be there for the first 2 months because he's going to production school, I believe. So he won't be into the he won't be on the panel until December. However, he will be doing roasted review with me and T. But he won't be able to do the Whether You Like It or Not panel until December. So it's pretty much gonna be us and all of us doing it together until Josiah come back. But you will definitely see him on roasted review. And Josiah was a great help to me this weekend. He helped me so much with this this book release and stuff like that. Him and my friend Nikki, they was keeping me from losing my mind and stuff like that. So thank them for that. I'm gonna say 2 things before I go. The show that I'm on, y'all will see the cast reveal in October. Y'all will get the teasers in October. Y'all will see the super trailer in October. The show is coming out the 2nd or 3rd week in November. We're going to be promoting it all October. So be on the lookout for our show. I'll be ready to tell y'all the name soon. Probably after this week, I can tell y'all what the name is. So that's one thing. So I had to tell y'all about that. Now, my book is available right now on Kindle and Amazon. So make sure you guys pick it up. For those of you who did pre-orders for the signed copy, y'all books are on the way. I just started sending them out on Friday. I'm doing them like 4 at a time. So be on the lookout for the next couple of weeks for y'all books. Okay. So be on the lookout for that, y'all. But the book, for those of you who didn't do pre-orders, the book is now available right now on Amazon and Kindle. We made it to the top 70 of the Black and African-American women's fiction charts. And we're still in the top 100 right now. So I appreciate you guys for supporting me in this book. And I love you guys for that. All right. So with that being said, this be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out of here, and I will see you guys on the next one. 'Cause I know what I
want. I guess I could pray to the man up above. Start a new path with unconditional love. I can build a new life out of this mess. Moving on to a place free from the stress. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby.
All of my life, and you know it hit the worst when it starts with the night. I'm the type of nigga shit that can speak for itself. See, I'm a bad little nigga with his heart as well. Say it best from the heart, so it beating is felt. Just a sense to see you smile, someone probably can melt with the cause is still, nigga. I was just wishing, can I be the only bad bitch that you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like?